What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Blackwing deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck is my favorite deck of all time. It can make absolutely incredible boards and it's super fun to play. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description in a single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be laying 3 copies of Simoon. Simoon is definitely a 3-of in the build, one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck. If you control no monsters and you have this card in your hand, you can banish one of your Blackwing monster from your hand to place a Black Whirlwind from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone, which is an awesome ability to instantly place Black Whirlwind on your spell and trap card zone so your opponent can't Ash Blossom it. Then you can normal summon this card out to your side of the field by its own effect, meaning it doesn't even take up your normal summon, which is absolutely broken. The only downside to this card is during the end phase, you send the Black Whirlwind that you placed on your side of the field to the graveyard by this effect and take 1,000 points of damage, but by then you've already got an insane field set up. We then play 3 copies of Sudri. Sudri is an amazing 3-of in the build that when this card is normal summoned out to your side of the field, you can actually add a card that mentions a Blackwing Dragon from your deck to your hand except another copy of Sudri, and this is a card you're usually searching off of your Black Whirlwind after you've already normal summoned out your copy of Simoon, but it's just absolutely amazing. This card is so powerful in the deck and definitely a 3-of. We then play 3 copies of Shamal. Shamal is definitely a 3-of as well in the deck, and the card you're usually searching off your copy of Sudri, as this card has the ability you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard to actually place a Black Feather Whirlwind from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone, which is an awesome ability to instantly get to Black Feather Whirlwind. This card can also help you recover your Blackwing monsters out of the graveyard, as this card has the ability if a Blackwing Singer monster or a Blackwing Dragon is special summoned to your field, while this card's in the graveyard, you can banish this card, target a Blackwing monster in your grave, add it back to your hand, and take 700 points of damage, which usually you can avoid that 700 points of damage because you'll have Blackwing Dragon on your side of the field when you activate that effect. We then play 3 copies of Vada. Vada is definitely a 3-of in the build. This card is so powerful and is absolutely broken with some of the other Blackwings that I'm playing in this deck. This card can instantly make a Blackwing Dragon with the ability to control a Blackwing monster other than a copy of Vada. You can instantly special summon this card from your hand to your side of the field. And also, during the main phase, you can send this card from the field to the graveyard along with 1 or more Blackwing non-tuner Blackwing monsters from your deck, and then that the total level equal 8, then you get to special summon a copy of Blackwing Dragon directly from your extract, which is an awesome ability to instantly bring out Blackwing Dragon using this one card and basically making it into a Foolish Hero. One of the best cards you can use with Vada to help you make a copy of Blackwing Dragon is your copy of Zonda. Zonda is a really powerful card in this deck to be able to use because this card has the ability that if it's in your graveyard, you can actually banish this card in the graveyard to special summon a level 5 or higher Blackwing monster from your hand or deck. Then you take damage equal to its attack, which is a really interesting effect to instantly let you summon out your copy of Kunai the Drizzle. This card is actually really cool in the deck as a 1-of to be able to summon off your copy of Zonda, because this card has the ability you can special summon this card from your hand by attributing a Blackwing monster, and if it's summoned this way, it's treated as a tuner, but once per turn, you can actually target a synchro monster you control and declare a level from 1 to 8, and it becomes that level until the end of the turn, meaning you can actually target your Blackwing Dragon that's on your side of the field and turn it into a level 5, just like your copy of Kunai, and then step into a copy of a rank 5 play, which is actually really interesting because it helps us step into Yugioh so we can basically skip our opponent's turn. We then play a single copy of Bora the Spear. Bora the Spear is one of my favorite Blackwings in the entire archetype, and this card is just an awesome extender. And if you control a Blackwing, you can instantly special summon this card from your hand, and it also does piercing damage, which is amazing. But definitely comment down below, of all the Blackwings, which one is your favorite. I really like Bora the Spear because it's such a classic card. We then play a single copy of Zaphros the Elite. Zapdos the Elite is such a powerful combo piece in the deck, because if this card is in the graveyard once per duel, you can actually bounce a card from your side of the field back to your hand that's face up, and then it also has the ability to take 400 points of damage to basically just instantly bring this card back to your side of the field, which is absolutely insane, and it's such a powerful card in the deck to be able to use in your combos. We then play a single copy of Awalt the Dust. Awalt the Dust is a really good extender in the deck, because if you control a Blackwing, you can special summon this card from your hand to your side of the field, and also when this card is normal or special summon, you can target one of their Blackwing monsters you control and increase this card's level by that monster's level, which is a great ability to basically level manipulate this card to get the exact level you need on your side of the field to go in for your synchro plays. We then play a single copy of Shurunga. Shurunga is an amazing card because this card is an extender, and if a monster with 2,000 more attacks on the field, you can special summon this card in your hand, and if you control a Blackwing Synchro, quick effect you manage card in the graveyard, and then target a face card your opponent controls and pop it, which is a great effect to help you just out cards on the field. And it is a quick effect as well, which is absolutely insane. We then play a single copy of Chinook. Chinook is great in the deck as a one to basically just use this card as a hand trap, and this card is just really powerful in the deck overall. We then play a single copy of Assault Synchron. Assault Synchron is actually a small world bridge, which is why I play this card as a 1-of in the deck. And it's a really cool extender in the deck if you do draw into it. So it's not even a brick like the copy of the Kaiju. Kaiju is a little bit of a brick. You can use it instead of this, or you can use both if you'd like to. But it's a really good option to be able to use Assault Synchron because this card is just a really good small world bridge to get the exact card that you need, because you always want to get your copy of Simoon so you can go in for your plays. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is definitely a 3-of in the deck to basically just stop your opponent from touching the deck. We then also play 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird. Droll and Lockbird is great as a 3-of in the build to basically just stop the opponent from touching the deck for the rest of the turn. We then also play 2 copies of Effect Pharaoh. I feel like 2 copies is really all you need, and the cool thing about Small World is you can even use these as bridges to step into the exact Blackwing that you need by using your copy of Assault Synchron, because they have 0 attack or 0 defense points, and it's really cool to be able to use them with your copy of Effect Veiler or Droll, as the only thing they have in common is their defense points, which is 0, which is so cool to be able to use Assault Synchron to step into the exact cards that you need using Small World, basically getting your copy of Simoon. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave is really good as a 1-of in the deck to basically just stop your opponent from hand trapping you or you're going in for all of your plays. We then play a single copy of the Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Launch. This card is so easy to get to in this deck, and a really cool card in the deck to basically help us make our copy of Yugioh, especially during the opponent's turn, because this card is a quick play spell. We play a single copy of Rank Up Magic Skip Force. Skip Force is great in this deck to be able to use to help us basically rank up into our copy of Arsenal Falcon, which is so easy to do in this deck, so we can basically use it for our Yugioh combo. We play a single copy of Black Feather Whirlwind. Black Feather Whirlwind is searchable off your copy of Shamal, and this card is basically a soft once per turn Monster Reborn, so you can bounce it back to your hand off your copy of Zapdos and then activate it again to be able to get its effect to go off again if you need to, because once per turn, if you special summon a Dark Synchro monster from the extract, you can actually target one Blackwing monster or a Blackwing dragon that's banished from your graveyard with less attack points than the special summon monster, and special summon it, and then as a soft once per turn effect, so you can bounce with Zapdos, activate it again, and go off again, which is crazy. We then play 3 copies of Black Whirlwind. I absolutely love 3 copies of Black Whirlwind, and just it feels so good to draw 2 copies of Black Whirlwind in your hand, because you know you're probably going to win the game, because it's so easy to search for this card, because this card is not once per turn, and has the effect when a Blackwing monster is normal summoned to your side of the field, you can actually add a Blackwing monster from your deck with attack less than that monster you just normal summoned, which is absolutely broken, and it's so easy to get multiple searches in a turn. You can actually normal summon this deck, I believe, 3 times usually, which is absolutely crazy. 1 time off of Simoon, 1 time off of Nothing's effect, and then 1 time per turn, which is absolutely insane to get you 3 searches off of Black Whirlwind, and it stacks, which is absolutely insane. We then play 3 copies of Small World. Small World has so many different bridges in the deck, but you're usually using your copy of Assault Synchron in the main deck to basically just reveal it with any other card that matches something on him from your hand. And then once you do, you can grab your copy of your Simoon that you need directly from your deck and go full combo, which is absolutely insane and such a powerful play in this deck. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing 3, and that's going to be 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is really good as a 3 of in the deck to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. This card is an amazing hand trap overall and just really stops your opponent in their tracks. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with Blackwing Assault Dragon. I feel like 2 copies is perfect for the deck. 1 to summon out by Synchro Summon, and 1 to summon out by banishing Blackwing Dragon and your copy of your Boreas Storm directly from the graveyard so that you can basically summon out the second copy, because if you can make 1, you can make 2. This card is absolutely insane in the deck because this card has the ability that when your opponent activates a monster effect, you basically place a black feather counter on this card, and then at resolution, if you do, you inflict 700 points of damage to your opponent, which is an absolutely broken effect. And this card has the ability, if this card has 4 or more black feather counters on it, you can actually tribute this card and destroy all cards on the field, which is an insane ability to help you board wipe the field, and it's just absolutely insane. We then play a single copy of Blackwing Full Armor Master. Full Armor Master is basically a towers, and it's absolutely crazy to summon this card in the deck. And it's unaffected by everything, and each time a monster your opponent controls activates effect, you place a wedge counter on that opponent's monster, and then also once per turn you can target that opponent's monster, or target one of your opponent's monsters that has a wedge counter in it, take control of it, and once per turn during your end phase, you destroy all monsters on the field that have wedge counters on them, which is absolutely broken. And then a single copy of Black-Winged Dragon. This card is absolutely insane, and definitely give us a like for the Starlight rare. This card is absolutely insane, and I absolutely love this card as a combo piece, but you really only need a single copy because you're usually just summoning it once. But it's such a powerful card that basically eats effect damage for breakfast, and it's absolutely insane. We play a single copy of Boreas Storm so we can step into a copy of our Assault Blackwing Dragon. This card is really cool because if it's Synchro Summon, you can send a Blackwing monster from your deck to the graveyard. If you do, this card's level becomes the same as the monster that was sent to the graveyard, which you usually are sending a level 2, like your copy of your Chinook, to be able to, or Sharonga even, to basically just use this card to basically step into a copy of your Blackwing Assault Dragon. Using this card and your Blackwing Dragon will step into your Assault Blackwing Dragon, which is so cool. But you always want to send your copy of Sharonga because it's a quick effect to basically pop a card on the field. We play a single copy of Nothung. Nothung is great in the deck as a 1-0 because this card gives you an additional normal summon and burns your opponent for 800. And if your opponent has a monster, you can also reduce a monster's attack points by 800, which is really cool. But that additional normal summon is the reason we're playing this card. We play a single copy of Dispatter. Dispatter is just really good because this card is basically a walking negate in the deck, and just a really powerful card overall to be able to make. It's a really awesome card in this deck, and helps out a lot overall in the build. We play a single copy of DDD, Duo Dawn King Kal Yuga. This card is basically a turn skip, and it's very easy to summon it out. This card has the ability, after this card is Z summoned, for the rest of the turn, other cards and their effects cannot be activated on the field. And other card effects on the field are negated, basically turning the entire field off, essentially skipping your opponent's turn. This card also has the ability once per turn. During either player's turn, you can detach a material from this card, destroy all spells and traps on the field, and you also detach an XZ material from this card, target a dark contract spell or trap in the graveyard and set it, but you're never using that effect. You can use this card basically as a heavy storm, which is insane. It's basically a cold wave for the field, and it's absolutely broken to make in this deck. We play a single copy of Ultimate Falcon. Ultimate Falcon is very easy to make in the deck, because once you basically touch your copy of Arsenal Falcon in the graveyard, you're basically going to be able to instantly summon this card out to your side of the field, because Arsenal Falcon has the ability that when it touches the graveyard, you can instantly summon out a copy of a Raidraptor XZ from your deck and attach it as a material. Speaking of Arsenal Falcon is the most important card in the entire extract to help you summon out Yugioh, because you're basically going to use the Phantomite Rank Up Magic Force with this card with no materials under it, and then step into your copy of Yugioh during the opponent's turn, which is absolutely broken. Plus, you can detach a material from this card to special summon a level 4 Wing Beast monster from your deck, which is a great effect. With my single copy of Brave Strix is amazing in this build. It's so easy to summon. Vada can actually go for Yugioh in this deck, which is insane to be able to do, as it's super easy just to summon out your copy of Vada. If that's all you have, use your copy of Vada's effect. It will send your copy of Zonda to the graveyard. Zonda will actually go off and banish itself to summon out Kunai. Kunai will go off and actually turn your copy of Blackwing Dragon. You summon out Vada into a level 5, and you use this plus your copy of Kunai to step into Brave Strix, and then you can basically just go into Yugioh. Super easy in this deck, because this card searches rank up magic spells, which is why I play it in the deck and why it's so powerful in this build. This card has the ability to basically detach from on this card, and then you actually get to grab a copy of a rank up magic that's a Raidraptor card, which is really cool to instantly get to the exact card that you need. With my single copy of Raiders Knight is just a really good option in the deck, just in case you need to make this to step into your copy of your Brave, which is just a great option overall in the deck. My single copy of Darkness Metal. Darkness Metal is so cool. It's amazing that we get to play a Red Eyes card in this deck. Technically a Red Eyes card, but this card actually helps us bring back our copy of Arsenal Falcon from the graveyard back to our side of the field, so we can use our rank up magic to step into our copy of our DDD Duodon King Yugioh during the opponent's turn, but you're basically using this card as a Monster Reborn for the deck to basically bring back your copy of Arsenal Falcon so you can step into DDD. With my single copy of SP is a really good option in the deck if you want to play this card. To basically use it as a double interruption. And then we play a single copy of Wise Strix. Wise Strix also helps us get to our rank up magic cards, and also helps us bring out a Dark Wing Beast monster to your side of the field, which is a great effect when it's summoned out to your side of the field, but it has to be a level 4 Dark Wing Beast monster, which is a great effect, but it does negate its effects. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is absolutely amazing, and it's so fun to actually be able to make Duodon King Yugioh. But the cool thing about Blackwings is there's so many different ways to be able to play this deck, and I absolutely love that about this build. And it's just such a fun build to be able to play, to basically just skip your opponent's turn, and it's so consistent for this deck. So that's good for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, nursing gun part notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.